Hello and welcome. The purpose of this survey is to help us narrow down the 4 options described in this short video with the help of the campus community. We've also provided links to the full presentations from both the October and the November planning workshops. Thank you for your help in this process, and we value your input. As you may know, Toomer's Corner is formed by the intersection of College Street and Magnolia Avenue. The university property starts at this southwest corner and extends into and is part of the broader Samford Park. Historic photos show that this corner has served as the primary pedestrian entryway into this campus from its beginnings. Historic elements of the corner include the 1917 gates and the 2 historic oak trees planted in the 1930s. There were several themes that came out of the initial October planning session workshops. These include retain and enhance the existing and historic character of the corner, consider the entire intersection and the important connection to the city and the downtown, retain the 1917 gates, retain and enhance the pedestrian access into the campus from the corner, expand the gathering space behind the university gates, and provide additional seating and shade areas. Out of these themes and the initial public workshops held in October, we developed 4 concepts, mixing and matching the traditional and contemporary approaches to this design issue. This first scheme emphasizes the circular geometry of the corner, keeps the gates in their current position, replaces the 2 existing oaks, moving them slightly back along the street into the park, and adds a 3rd tree centering on the diagonal relationship of the gates to the park. The seat wall is pushed back to open up and define the gathering space, and a pathway system connects with the existing pathways, emphasizing a strong connection towards the tower at Samford Park. This strategy dominates the plaza and provides more shade and usable space. It expands minimally into the intersection, possibly repaving it for improved pedestrian access. Looking at the broader picture, this scheme easily knits back into the park-like setting of Samford, but extends the diagonal back towards Samford Hall. Shown here is an existing perspective of the university property at the corner. This conceptual design perspective reiterates that the gates are kept in their current location, the replacement trees are moved further back, and a 3rd tree is placed on the diagonal made by the gates. A strong new pathway leads towards Samford Hall. The second scheme stresses a long meandering path to connect to the corner of Samford Park. The gates are kept in their current location, enabling an arcing broad promenade for pedestrian sitting. This is accompanied by an open grove of shade trees. Underneath the canopy, the ground plane could be lawn or expanded paving. Additionally, both of the current sidewalks flanking College Street and Magnolia Avenue are bent around to go through the gates, reinforcing their importance. This scheme could also incorporate archways over College and/or Magnolia. Looking more broadly, the grid of trees at the corner transitions quickly into a loose grove, easily tying it into the Samford Park. In this concept perspective, note the dominance of the primary path and how the secondary paths are brought through the central gateway to create an open welcome to the campus. This 3rd scheme offers a fairly gentle transition from the existing conditions to the redeveloped vision. The historic gates are moved back, however, to open up the plaza space at the intersection. This scheme also suggests an extension of the urban repaving of the intersection, as well as expanded territory behind the gates, leading to a low seat wall. Taking a step back, it's clear that the proposed pathways connect with the existing path, also diagonally connecting to create a view towards Samford Hall. In this perspective, notice how the gates move back, the plaza space expands, and the ground plane opens up beyond to a lawn, increasing the overall usability of the space. This final scheme more aggressively states the connection to Samford with a strong diagonal pathway. It expands the territory of the design strategy back to Biggin Hall and down College Street. This creates a large repaved pedestrian territory in the intersection. The gates are moved back considerably, realigning them to identify with the diagonal to Samford Park and distinguishing between the newly created urban plaza and the threshold to university property. Notice that an alley of trees along the path knits into Samford Park setting, and 3 large asymmetrically planted oaks also flank the pathway at the corner. In this perspective, see how the paved territory is increased, pushing the gates back and creating a clear threshold to the campus against the new urban plaza. Moving forward, we are very interested in your feedback responses. Please look at the 4 schemes again and continue the survey. Although we've begun to discuss materials, paving, and tree types, the purpose of this survey and your feedback is to help us ensure that we're continuing with an appropriate design scheme. The details will be addressed in the coming months. Thank you for watching, and War Eagle.